Well, looks like we've pretty much made it to the top. Got another vault here. Looks like it used to be green. Saw a couple more bunches of sun-bleached flowers along the way. And I believe I mentioned something along the lines of, I try to reassure myself that all the dead folk here are 6 feet away from me at any given time. But then I look around at all the people I'm trying to socially distance from, and I'm reminded 6 feet ain't that far after all. I hear music. Oh, yeah, I think it's just somebody's car radio. Oh, there's still some more unclaimed room back here. You think they're still burying folks out here?
Yeah, there's one right there. There's a couple right there. I think there's one way over there.
What's with this circular trench over here? Looks like the canyon of the crescent moon. Except with more leaves. Fire. Campfire in a graveyard? What the heck? Man, I like to consider myself fairly open-minded, but that just seems a little bit, you know, too festive for my taste. Oh, 1969. And considerably fresher flowers. Last resident of Sonora's Chinatown. But yeah, it's hard for me to tell if these are all empty plots or if, you know, the markers have just all rotted away, crumbled, fallen down. I don't know, I've still got that tingly feeling in my feet that I always get when I'm walking over corpses. Changsun, just yum. Ah. So this was the Chinese burial ground? Funny. A Chinese docent who gives tours in the historical parks told me once that they preferred not to be buried, but cremated.
May have been the family. Asking for finding someplace to go instead of.
Well, from what to hear him tell it, what happened was the people were so very much against, you know, Buddhism and Chinese customs in general that they would force the Chinese residents to accept a Christian burial if they wanted their body to be you know, properly disposed at all. And that they were forced to comply with it. And that since then, all of the folks who used to be buried in the Columbia National Cemetery, they got exhumed and properly cremated as they should have been from the start. But apparently the folks over here haven't had that particular dignity yet.
Diggity?
Dignity. Look. Whew, don't sass me, man. I just climbed a hill. And in case you haven't noticed, most of the people who make it to the top of this hill die.
Yeah, well, they're the lucky ones. They normally have a car.
I somehow doubt they would share your generous assessment of the situation. Is that another robin there, a little one, or am I looking at a nuthatch?
Hey, nuthatch.
Nope, it's a robin, all right, just a really teeny one.
I keep forgetting that there are, you know, more breeds of robin than just the red-breasted ones.
You know what I'm wondering? Some of these graves come from right around the period of the burial, the live burial panic. I wonder if any of them have or had any alarm bells or breathing tubes. That'd sure be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Well, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. A lot of shale here. It's odd.
Right here.
Huh? Oh, you mean the broken down one.
The broken one, yeah.
Can't even make out whose name there was on it.
Thomas something.
Pretty carving. Some folks, they get new tombstones when their old ones wear out like these folks here. But some folks just aren't as lucky.
Yep.
Nathan Thomas Simpson.
Yeah.
Oh, here's more of the footstone ones. Oh, only 16. That's terrible. But we all gotta go someday.
Yep.
How much difference does it really make, in the end of it, how long you get to stick around?
I guess it would be as many people as there is at your funeral.
Okay, what I mean is, just why exactly is it so much more tragic for a younger person than an older person? I mean, death is the same for everybody. It's not like it hurts worse if you were young when it happened. Well, I guess the idea is they didn't get a chance to live before they died.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my thinking on it anyway.
Yeah, but life is pain. They get to get out of it before it starts to suck.
Well,
That is the fanciest footstone I ever saw. I'm serious, for half a second I thought there were two people here. Just one real rich dude, apparently. Oh, a fenced plot. There's a lot of these over in Colombia too, but I'm not sure what these would do to deter grave robbers, which is what they were for. I mean, anybody who's really determined could pretty easily hop this fence. Got a picture of Jay next to it for proportion.
I have a sword that's about yay tall.
Are you sure that's something you want to admit on the internet?
Yes.
I'm not sure what that has to do with the topic of fences and grave robbing. Oh, this has been a very healthy constitutional indeed. Oh, wow. Now this is some iconography that I didn't think made it this far west. The weeping willow thing. I mean, I knew that they had a lot of those on graves back east. That they were considered acceptable decoration by those esteemed Puritan-type folks. But I didn't realize that custom had made it all the way out to Sonora on the very cusp of the western frontier. Oh, look out. Lots of burrs here. Step high. Frederica. 35. Whew, that makes a little chill go up my spine. Won't be too much longer before I hit that milestone myself.
Well, if it makes any difference, I'm way past that milestone.
Yeah, but my mama died when she was only 42. Your folks are still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
Still going to school, still making something of themselves. She just ended up, a boring old... Kitties! Pretty kitty! Wow! A white cat and a black cat.
Yeah, they were just chasing each other. Black cat's over there.
So pretty. What graceful creators.
Yeah, black cat has a collar. And I think the white cat is also owned because...
Because her fur is so neat.
It's so neat and so short.
Yeah, she got a trim recently for the warm weather coming. Oh, Lord. I am not looking forward to having to stay inside if this thing stretches into summer.
Ugh.
But what I was saying before is, my mom never really did anything with herself. I mean, she did some things before she died, but in the end, she was just a fat 40-year-old woman sitting around in the corner of the room, letting her kids do everything for her and whiling away her time watching game shows. It just seems like a pretty tragic way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now that's what I think is tragic. It's not about how old you were when you went. It's about how much you managed to do before you went. She had 40 whole years and just wasted all of them. And now here I am, brushing up against the business end of 33. And I feel like I haven't really done much with myself either, and I'm scared I'm going to end up like her. I was hoping you might have something reassuring to say after that little monologue. It's okay. You're not responsible for making me at peace with my own, lack of achievement.
Well, at least you've been to college.
Yeah, but then what did I do with my degree? Not a hell of a lot.
Well, it's not your fault we had to move back to where there's not much to do with your degree.
Yeah, but it's my fault we never moved back down to Los Angeles. A lot of things are my fault, a lot of missed opportunities. I've got no one to blame but myself. But I still can't think of much I could have done different, given the circumstances. And I'm not sure what to do about it either. Relatively young grave for these environs. 1956.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as fresh as Ms. Back to the Future, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, 91.
91? Where?
Down. That grave. 91 years old.
Oh, she was 91. Wow, she was... Okay.
Yeah, she was not... That person was 91 years old.
Yeah, a good combination of luck, good living, and much better medical science being developed in the interim.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And just look at all the space that this place still has.
Again, I'm not sure if this is actually space, especially considering how close to the front of the graveyard it is, but just places where the tombstones fell down and no one bothered to put them back up. I'd have to do a radiogram of the ground just to be sure. And Lord knows, nobody's going to give me a grant to get one of thems.
That's true.
Meanwhile, I'm a little interested in the backyard of this fella right here. Looks like some kind of metalwork artist. You see the horse there and the dinosaur. Well, is it a dinosaur or a cow? I can't even tell.
I think that's supposed to be a cow.
Seems like an interesting dude.
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen and Richard March? Yeah, eccentric folk, but they seem all right.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad it's no time to be going up and introducing ourselves.
Yep.
Oh, geez, 13 minutes already. Oh, hey, squirrel.
Where? There.
Yeah, there he goes. Cutie.
Yeah.
Pretty noisy fellas up there. See how the trees are finally budding? All those fresh little green leaves. How many of us are still going to be here by the time they fall down again? The predictions are something like 100 to 200,000. And that's the modest estimate. I mean, not a huge number compared to the entire population of the country, but still, that's a hell of a lot of dead guys. And personally, I wouldn't feel too comfortable if I was one of the ones who had to stay or go based on, how careful the people who are supposed to be looking out for me were.